Good day, everyone. It's Sir John here, and welcome back to another discussion in waves, light, electricity, and magnetism. All right. So, first and foremost, I would like to know if you are okay there in your respective places. Okay. I hope that you are okay right now. And before we'll start, I would like to request, okay, all of you to please get your pencil, your ball pen, okay, and paper for you to take down notes while we are having our discussion. Okay, because today we are going to have a very important discussion about light, okay, particularly about electromagnetic wave. Okay, so if you have questions, if you have queries, do not be afraid to ask those things on the comment section. You can freely comment there, and as soon as I see it, okay, I'll try to respond to all of your queries. Okay, shall we start? So our topic for today is all about electromagnetic waves and the nature of light. Okay, every day it's an everyday occurrence, right? So it always happens every day in the morning or even in some of our devices which emitted light. Okay, so what is the nature of light? That's what we are going to talk about today. Okay, our goal for this discussion is to determine the classification and application of electromagnetic waves, investigated or know the path of light through the air, and also quantify the factors that affect the brightness of light. Okay, every day we experience different type of waves hovering around us. Okay, we hear sounds from different sources with various intensities. We also observe variations of colors and notice temperature changes. We are entertained by the television shows, watch videos over our cellular phones, cooked our food in a microwave or oven, social, and other related day-to-day activities, which we have not realized that this are made possible because of wave, okay, specifically the electromagnetic wave. Electromagnetic wave will be elaborated in our discussion right now, which will also highlight the topic on visible light. Okay, however, I think in a later part of our course, we will have a separate discussion about the visible light wherein we are going to give emphasis about its nature and characteristics. Okay, so what is an electromagnetic wave? Okay, electromagnetic waves are wave which does not need a media to exist. And I know and I assume that we already know this. Okay, they transport energy stored in varying electric and magnetic fields through an empty space at a speed of 3.0 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. And that's the speed of light. Okay, this wave consists of coupled electric and magnetic field vibrations of charged particles. Okay, actually, um, there is a way how electromagnetic wave is produced, and I'm going to tell it to you right now. However, there is a separate video which specializes about that concept. Okay, so when a capacitor is charged to a power source like a battery, okay, the positive charge in the upper rod begins to move upward, and the negative charge in the lower rod begins to move downward. Okay, this produces an electric field. Okay, and as the charges reach the limit of their motion and have stopped, the electron in plate 1 move to plate 2, crossing the coil between them. Okay, this flow of electrons in the coil produces magnetic field, and then the cycle continues until it propagates as the speed of light. Okay, I will just attach attach the link in the description or perhaps in the comment section later on. Okay? The electric and magnetic field in the wave are perpendicular to each other, making this wave a transverse wave. Okay, that the change or variation occurs simultaneously both in both fields, and their magnitudes are proportional to each other. Okay, the speed of the wave depends on the electric and magnetic properties of the medium. However, its speed is constant. It's always constant. That is 3.0 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Because as we have mentioned earlier, electromagnetic wave does not need a medium to transfer energy. So, fixed na ang iyahang speed. Okay? As physics advances, a wide range of electromagnetic waves are being discovered and are arranged known as the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so it was, okay, Heinrich Hertz, a German physicist, who proved the existence of it. Okay, but it was James Clerk Maxwell, okay, who theorized it first. Okay, si Maxwell predicted it by carefully studying the works of Ørsted, Coulomb, Gauss, and Faraday, who were known physicists on electricity back then. Okay, until now, they are very well-known physicists, okay, who really study about electricity and magnetism and the properties of light. Okay, and Maxwell just added his own insights about it. Okay, he developed an equation which explained the relationship of electricity and magnetism. Okay, his theory shows that electric and magnetic forces are inseparable. According to him, the speed of electromagnetic wave is given by this equation. Okay, so that one, that is C equals 1, okay, over the square root of the mu naught times the epsilon of the naught. Okay, again, that is C equals 1 over the square root of mu naught times epsilon naught. Okay, so mao na siya ang equation. In the year 1887, Hertz performed series of experiments to confirm the existence of electromagnetic wave and verified that it traveled at the speed of light. He used an ACLRLC, okay, that is resistor inductor capacitor, okay, circuit that resonated at known frequency, and the figure shows the laboratory setup of Hertz, this one in the image. Okay, this is the laboratory setup of Hertz. Okay, so that is made by Hertz. All right, so now let's talk about the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so look at the image, okay, that shows the different spectrum, okay, in the electromagnetic wave. So electromagnetic spectrum is a wide range of radiation which um, we can see the different wavelengths and frequencies. Okay, it displays the collection of electromagnetic waves from a lowest frequency waves with longer wavelength known as radio waves to the highest frequency wave, okay, gikan ani, okay, until dire sa gamma ray, okay, it has the highest frequency wave with a shorter wavelength. Okay, so notice that the visible wave is the only type of wave recognizable by the human eye, which ranges from the color red to violet. Okay, the Roy G. Biv, the color of the rainbow. Okay, so muna siya. Kini siya kaning from ultraviolet to gamma ray and infrared to radio wave. Okay, those are the spectrum that we cannot see with our naked eye. So, ang ato lang makitaan is si visible light spectrum. Okay, so here's how. Okay, here is the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so let's narrow down each one of the electromagnetic spectrum. Let's start first with this one, the radio wave. As you can see, it has longer wavelength and lower frequency. Okay, these waves have longest wavelength and lowest in frequency. Its wave is comparable to a size of a high building, okay, as you can see in the image, or kanisya, okay, or to a size of a diameter of the Earth due to its lowest frequency compared to the other electromagnetic waves. Okay, it is easily absorbed by the environment. However, it's used to transmit information in a long distances. And as observed, radio and TV stations established repeaters in their satellite stations to maximize its use and will not be completely gone in space before it reaches its audiences. It was Heinrich Hertz who experimented its existence, thereby using the hertz as the unit of the frequency. So si Heinrich Hertz ang nag-experiment anha. Okay, and that's why its unit is frequency. And that also gives reason why the radio still function even if you are in far areas without cellular networks. Okay, like that. Bisan og nasa bukid, inyuhang mama o papa, kimugana gyapon ang radio because it can go at a longer range because of its longer wavelength. Okay, so we're done with the radio. Now let's proceed to the microwave. Okay, who use microwave here? Okay, so some of us uses microwave. Okay, these waves are radio waves with short wavelength for 1 millimeter to 30 centimeter. Okay, it is used in satellite communication because it penetrates into the ionosphere. Okay, used in radar. Okay, it's used in radar. By the way, what's the meaning of radar? That is radio detecting and ranging. Okay, radar, radio detecting and ranging. Okay, specifically weather forecasting and in cooking food as well. Okay, microwave cook food because it agitates the water molecule in the food. Okay, which causes molecular friction, thereby producing heat and cooking the food. Okay, it's very it has a very huge applications at everyday life. Next to microwave, we have this one. Okay, that is the infrared. Okay, the infrared waves. Okay, these are waves that lie in the region beyond the red end of the visible spectrum and is comparable to the size of a pin tip. Okay, kanang uh, kitip sa usa ka pin. Okay, so ang uh, next to infrared wave is the visible light naman, and then the first color in the visible light is red. Okay, so mailhan na po na ninyo because infrared. O, next to that is red. Yeah, sa visible light, ang last po niya is violet. Mo na nga ang sunod niya is ultraviolet. Okay, that's just very easy to remember. It is estimated to have a wavelength of 1 million nanometers to 760 nanometers. So that's how uh, long is the wavelength of the infrared waves. It was discovered by William Herschel, okay, in 1800s, okay, by using a temperature checker. The wavelength of infrared waves is too long to be visible to the naked eye. Okay, it is used to take pictures from satellites with special films to assess the vegetation of the Earth's surface. Okay, used in infrared scanners to show temperatures variation of the body of medical diagnosis. Okay, actually there is a certain satellite. I forgot the name of the satellite. Okay, that utilizes this. Okay, to identify the density of the uh, forest. Okay, in a certain area. Okay, use it is also used in remote. Uh, it also used remote controllers. Okay, it is also used in infrared telescopes for seeing in the dark and used in autofocus camera. Okay, so infrared wave. Now let's talk about the visible waves. Okay, these are waves that are detected by our eye, our naked eye, with a wavelength of 700 nanometers to 400 nanometers. Okay, it makes up only a small portion of the entire electromagnetic field. It was discovered by passing a white light through a prism, which then separated to the different colors of red to violet. Okay, the arrangement of the color is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Okay, with red to have the longest wavelength and violet to have the shortest wavelength. Okay, so mao to ang visible light. Now let's talk about the ultraviolet waves. Okay, the ultraviolet waves, this one. Okay, these are invisible radiation that lie beyond the violet end of the visible spectrum with a wavelength of 400 nanometers. Okay, 400 nanometers to 10 nanometers. It was discovered by Johann Ritter in 1801 when he observed that a darker color appeared after the violet color. Okay, so mo na iyahang observation. And it has a shorter wavelength than the violet light. Okay, it used in the production of vitamin D by the inner layer of the skin, used in sterilizing water. Okay, gigamit po na siya for sterilizing water in drinking fountains and is used in ultraviolet lamps to detect fake banknotes or money bills. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let's talk about X-rays, which is commonly applied in the field of medicine, right? Okay, these waves have short wavelengths of 10 nanometers to 0.03 nanometers, comparable to the size of an atom. So, atom, di na jud nakitaan eh. It was discovered by Wilhelm Röntgen. Kinsay naka-discover? Si Wilhelm Röntgen. Okay? In 1895 when he fires a high frequency wave in laboratory. This wave have high frequencies and are very penetrating. It is used in X-ray photography, okay, to help doctors look inside the patient's body because it can penetrate through our flesh. Okay mo na nga makitaan siya at sa ilawom. It is used also to detect mineral components of the Earth surface, even in the moon. Okay? Sa surface sa moon. Okay, exploration sa surface sa moon. It is also used in industries to inspect welded joints or faults because it penetrates through the metals. Okay, but despite its application, it is dangerous. Okay, very dangerous to expose too much in X-ray because it can damage a living cell. That's why in the hospital kanang X-rayhanan nga area there is a sign there, okay, for you to uh, not stay close or not stay at that area for a very long time. Okay, kay dangerous siya sa ato ang cell. Okay? So, mao to ang X-ray. Okay, now let's talk about the gamma ray. These are high energy waves produced from nuclear reactions. So, kung dangerous si X-ray, mas dangerous si gamma ray. Okay, these have shortest wavelength of 10 to the power of negative 10 meters to 10 to the power of negative 14 meters, which size is comparable to the nucleus of an atom. It is used in sterilizing medical instruments, and concentrated gamma rays are used to kill cancer cells. Okay, kanang gamit para pagpatay sa cancer cells. So those are the electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, so as previously stated, light is a wave. Okay, specifically, light is an electromagnetic wave. Yet, the nature of light was one of the scientific issues back in history. Okay, brilliant scientists debated on this phenomenon to clearly explain its nature. Okay, so actually, we have theories on the nature of light. Okay, and that's what we are going to talk about today. Okay, so first we have Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, are you familiar with Isaac Newton? He is known to discover the gravity, right? Okay, where he experimented a free-falling body. Katong na apple na hog. Okay, so moto siya, Sir Isaac Newton. Newton spent a significant part of his life studying alchemy, trying to turn base metals into gold, and seeking the Philosopher's Stone, a legendary substance believed to grant immortality. Some historians even suggest that his exposure to mercury during these experiments may have affected his later health and personality. Okay, despite his groundbreaking contributions to physics and mathematics, Newton kept his alchemical work most secret. Okay, and it wasn't widely known until long after his death. Okay, so that's just some trivia about Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, however, principles related to our discussion, okay, he proposed in his article the corpuscular theory or particle theory of light, which states that light is made of streams of particles, and he called it corpuscles. Okay, corpuscles. Okay, and he also claimed that light is a tiny particles called corpuscle released by luminous bodies that behave similar a tiny elastic ball. Okay. Next, according to him, light flows in a straight path and travels at a great speed. Okay, diffraction had not yet been discovered. Okay, so mona kang Sir Isaac Newton. Okay, next to Isaac Newton is Christian Huygens. Okay, Christian Huygens. Okay, so Eugen developed the wave theory. Okay, so he described light as a form of a transverse wave motion released also by luminous bodies. And according to him, light spreads out. So let's just not go further with every scientist since kanang daghan man ni sila. So let's just focus on their contribution, okay, and the building of the idea about the nature of light. Okay, so far that's the most contribution of Christian Huygens in the nature of light. Next is we have Thomas Young. Okay, Thomas Young presented that light can interfere and generate bright and light regions on a screen, okay, wherein he conducted a double slit experiment. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Okay, perhaps we are going to have an experiment about that. Okay, the double slit experiment wherein there is an interference that really happened in the light. Okay, he also discovered the diffraction and interference of light, which can be explained only in terms of the wave theory. Okay, so Mokot, that's what Thomas Young is. contributing to the nature of light. Next is James Clerk Maxwell. Okay, James Clerk Maxwell thought that light is a result of oscillation, okay, of electrically charged particles of atoms. He also predicted that changing electric and magnetic fields could propagate through space as electromagnetic waves, and that light itself is an electromagnetic wave. Next to James Clerk Maxwell, we have Heinrich Hertz. Okay, so Heinrich Hertz discovered experimentally the existence of electromagnetic waves through the radio wave. Okay, and I think we have mentioned that earlier. Okay, and he found that the electromagnetic waves he produced shared common properties with light, such as reflection, and thus supported Maxwell's assumption. Okay, so muna siya. Next to Hertz is Max Planck. Okay, visualized light as an energy called photons or quanta that are transmitted in small quantities from luminous bodies. He also introduced his postulates to explain black body radiation, a surface or object that is capable of absorbing all radiation falling on it. Okay, next to Planck, we have the very famous Albert Einstein. Okay, so Albert Einstein theorized that light is composed of bundles of wave energy called photons, in agreement with Planck's finding. Okay, actually, there's an interesting fact about Einstein. Okay, and I would just like to share it with you. Okay, so Einstein actually was offered to be the president of Israel in 1952. Okay, did you know that? He was once offered to be the president of Israel. Okay, after the first president of Israel, Chaim Weizmann, have passed away. Pagkahuman namatay ang first president sa Israel, the Israeli government offered the honorary position to Einstein due to his immense global prestige, because Einstein that time was very known for his ideas and his discoveries, his principles. However, Einstein declined, stating that he lacks the necessary experience and skills to lead a country. So instead, he continued his work in physics and advocating for peace. Okay, just imagine if he had accepted that offer. The history might have taken a very different turn right now. Okay, so he is also known as the father of modern physics, and his contributions, particularly the theory of relativity and uh, special and general, revolutionized our understanding on space-time and gravity. Okay, so motto si Albert Einstein. Okay, next is we have Louis Victor de Broglie. Okay, he extended the possibility further to proposing that matter can have wave properties, and thus reinforced the fact that light has a dual nature. Next is we have also Arthur Compton. Okay, see Arthur Compton, his experiments showed that photons of X-rays decreased in energy when colliding with electrons. Okay, hence radiation, including light, behaves like a particle. Okay, so moto siya. Now let's talk about the production of the visible light. Okay, so visible light is one of the components of electromagnetic waves. It is the type of wave that can be detected by the human eye, and we have said that earlier. This can be categorized by any of the following. Okay, kana luminous object, illuminated object, incandescent light, fluorescent light, phosphorescence, and bioluminescence. So let's talk about them one by one. Let's go first with luminous object. Okay, so the luminous object, this is an object that gives off its own light because of the energy of its oscillating particles. And the sun and the stars are the example of the luminous object. So, murag nature niya nga mo produce og light. Next is illuminated object. Okay, when we say illuminated object, it is an object that can be seen because it reflects light. Okay, so dili siya source sa light, but it reflects light. An example for that is the moon. Okay, ang moon mo, 'di ba? We see moon in the night sky. However, moon is not the source of light. It's the sun. Maoy source sa light, moon just reflects the light from the sun. Okay, next to that is the incandescent light. Okay, so incandescent light is a type of light emitted by hot object. Okay, it gives off all colors of visible light depending on the temperature of the material. Example of that is the incandescent lamp by Thomas Edison. Okay, so an incandescent bulb typically consists of glass enclosure containing a tungsten filament karang nasa tunga sa incandescent bulb. Okay, an electric current passes through the filament, heating it to a temperature that produces light. Okay, so mo na siya mo na nga sometimes og makahikap ta sa incandescent nga bulb or light at nga dugay na na turn on, of course it's very hot, it's hot. Okay, kay because of the filament. Okay, the incandescent light bulb, okay, usually contains a stem or glass mount attached to the bulb's base, which allows the electrical contacts to run through the envelope without gas or air leaks. Okay, small wires embedded in the stem supports the filament and it leads wire. Okay, it lead wires. And then the enclosing glass enclosure contains either the vacuum or an inert gas to preserve and protect the filament from evaporating. Okay, so mao to ang incandescent light. Now let's talk about the fluorescent light. Okay. Fluorescent light, ito po ning gigamit sa tong balay. It produces a visible light by fluorescence of phosphor coating, which absorbs ultraviolet energy and glows. Okay, a fluorescent lamp consists of glass tube filled with a mixture of argon and mercury vapor. Okay, metal electrodes at each end are coated with alkaline earth oxide that gives off electron as easily. Okay, when current flows through the gas between the electrodes, the gas is ionized and emits ultraviolet radiation. Okay, the inside of the tube is coated with phosphorus substances that absorbs ultraviolet radiation and the fluorescence. Okay, so mo na siya. And because fluorescent light bulb does not provide light through the continual heating of metallic filament, it consumes much less electricity than an incandescent bulb. Only one quarter the electricity or even less by some estimates. Mo nang mostly mas mo gamit sa fluorescent light kaysa sa incandescent light. Next is we have the phosphorescence. Okay, the phosphorescence. Okay, it is the emission of light from a substance exposed to radiation and persisting as an afterflow after the exciting radiation has been removed. It produced light by periodically recharging by exposure to light. Okay, so mao to ang phosphorescence. Next is we have bioluminescence. Okay, again, bioluminescence. Okay, it is the production of own light due to the chemical reaction within the body of an organism. Okay, some organisms have manifest this are some organisms nga naanhi. Example nila is fish, okay, certain type of fish, bacteria, jellies, fireflies, aninipot, and some fungi nga when we look at them at night mo siga. Okay, mag-amag sila. Okay, so this chemical reaction that results in bioluminescence requires two unique chemical. So ang chemical nga kinahanglan is luciferin and either luciferase or photoprotein. Okay, so mo na kinahanglan para maka-exhibit og bioluminescence. Okay, next, okay, we have the speed of light. We'll be talking about the speed of light. How giun sa Manila pagkahibaw nga ingana ang speed of light. Okay, the speed of light is a fundamental constant of nature. Okay, essential in physics. It underpins Einstein's theory of relativity, linking space and time, and sets the ultimate speed limit for information and matter in the universe. Its precise measurement has revolutionized our understanding of electromagnetism, quantum mechanics, and cosmology, influencing technologies like the GPS, fiber optics, and space exploration. Okay, so muna ang mga some of its great contribution by understanding the speed of light. Okay, so who are responsible for that? Okay, we'll be talking about these individuals. We have first Galileo Galilei. Okay, Galileo Galilei made the first experiment on measuring the speed of light by the use of lanterns, telescopes, and shutters. Okay, he is actually the person who improvised the telescope. He created a refracting telescope with up to 30 times magnification. He is also known as the father of the modern science. Okay, let's just not give many facts about each scientist kay daghan pud ni sila. Okay? So, Galileo Galilei also made the first experiment on measuring the speed of light by the use of lanterns, telescope, and shutters. As what I have said earlier, and the speed of light is determined by dividing the time elapsed between sending the flash and seeing a return flash from the other observer. So, he utilizes the reflection. Okay, so mana siya. Next is we have okay, kinsa man si Olaus Rumor. Okay, Olaus Rumor performed the first method of measuring the speed of light from astronomical observation. Next is we have sunod, we have Christian Huygens. Christian Huygens. Okay, Christian Huygens gives the value of the speed of light at 2.3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. So that's just his calculations. Later on, it's being developed, okay, by Armand Hippolyte Louis Fizeau. Okay, that is in 1849. According to him, okay, he gave the value of the speed of light as 3.13 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay, and then after that, niabot si Foucault. According to Foucault, okay, the measurement of the speed of light is 2.9979 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. He modified Fizeau's experiment by using a rotating mirror instead of tooth wheel. Okay, next we have Albert Michelson. According to him, okay, by the way, he redesigned Foucault's experiment for greater accuracy by using octagonal mirror. So, iya harang gi-redesign ang work ni Foucault. Okay, murag revision kibali and obtained the most precise measurement of the speed of light. Okay, so which is that 2.997996 plus and minus 0.00004 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay, that's basically the history why we got the um, speed of light 3.0 times 10 to the power of 8. Okay, so ang pinaka-close jud adto nga calculation is kang Foucault. Okay? Kang katong last nga scientist nga ato ang dimension, I mean. Okay, so we have here the International Bureau of Weights and Measures. According to them, okay, they define the speed of light in a vacuum to be exactly 299,792,458 meters per second. Okay, that the common value of that is 3.0 times 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay, para dali makanimot. Okay, kung kadtong fixed nga number, kidaghan siya, lisod hinumduman. That's why nagyatagan ta og common value sa International Bureau of Weights and Measures. Okay, so mao na siya. Now let's talk about the light year. Okay, that is an astronomical unit used to measure huge distances in space, and that is the distance that light travels in a vacuum in 1 Julian calendar is 365.25 days. Okay, so mao na siya. Kikibali, that's the unit to measure how far is one body to other body, kung layo na gyud siya kaayo siya. Okay, and it's also about 9.5 trillion kilometers or 5.9 trillion miles. Okay, so imagine unsa ka layo. Okay, so mao to siya. Electromagnetic waves are fundamental to our understanding of physics, applying a crucial role in various natural and technological processes. The nature of light as both wave and particle exemplifies the duality that governs the quantum machines, okay, or the quantum mechanics, I mean, and highlighting its complex yet elegant behavior. Okay, from enabling visions to powering communication system, electromagnetic waves are an essential aspect of our universe, shaping the way we perceive and interact with the world around us. That's why it's just very important for us to understand this, for us to appreciate more, okay, the nature, okay, the things that's happening around us, and that also covers the light phenomenon. Okay, the mechanism of light, the electromagnetic wave. And I do hope that you understand from our discussion right now. And if you have questions, if you have queries, don't forget to comment there in the comment section, and I will try to respond to them. Okay, so for now, I'd like to say my goodbye and see you on our next discussion.